Hey everyone, it's Lindsay with Gold Arrow Real Estate Team at Keller Williams Fresno, and today we are going to be talking to one of our favorite vendors, which is a staging company. And one of the things that we pride ourselves in with our listings is making sure that the houses that we sell are staged and very welcoming to the buyers. So we have one of our staging companies here with us today. Linda, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, introduce yourself, your name, your company name, how long you've been in business, and let's talk about your crew.
Okay, my name is Linda Thompson. I've been in business in Fresno for about 10 years with my company, Selling by Design Staging. I have a fabulous crew. Their biggest asset, I think, is that they can anticipate needs before being asked to do something. They pack the furniture, move it, unpack it, arrange it. They hang mirrors and pictures, and they do everything with a great sense of humor and energy.
That's great. And how many homes would you say that you stage every year?
Probably between 50 and 70.
That's great. That's a lot. That's
Yeah.
great. So give us a brief overview as a home stager. What do you do? Is there a difference between vacant and occupied properties?
Yes. With occupied properties, that is homes that are going to be lived in by the owner during the period of listing. We usually I get a call from the agent, sometimes the owner, and they want pointers on how to get their house ready for sale, how to maximize its potential to attract buyers. So we set up an appointment. The appointments are usually between an hour to 2 hours, and the inspection or the consultation begins usually at the front door, actually at the curb, because I take in the whole front yard, the door, the porch. We suggest that they trim the bushes, clean up flower beds, mow the lawns, fix any steps that might be broken and might create a potential tripping hazard. We advise them to make get the windows clean so that they are very clear and let in as much light as possible. Then we go into the house and we suggest ways they can maximize their square footage, because we want to show real estate, not things. So we often remove furniture. They can store it, or sometimes people want to just have a yard sale. And sometimes we rearrange it right then and there. Usually the client or the realtor takes notes and they do it after I leave. Sometimes I come back and help them with just the finishing touches, but that's to make the occupied homes very appealing to potential buyers.
So do you ever bring into occupied properties, do you ever bring in your own furniture? I know we haven't talked about vacants yet, but do you bring in furniture to occupied homes as well?
Yes, we can. Sometimes people don't have smaller items like a coffee table. And so we'll rent them a coffee table, maybe a couple of pictures. We'll provide a dining room table if they don't have one. And we can put an arrangement in the middle of it to, really bring it up and bring it out, pop the color. Yeah, we do all that. And we suggest also, I forgot to say that, they have the house thoroughly cleaned. Some people think that it was a popular thing a few years ago that you should bake some cookies before open houses or have a scented candle. And we don't advise that anymore. It's really better just to have a fresh, clean smelling house. Now, we don't mean overpower it with Pine Sol or Clorox, but just have it smell clean and fresh. Because a lot of people might not like the scent that you put in there. And some people are actually allergic to different scents. And so it's better just to have it clean and fresh.
Great. So it sounds like vacant homes might be a whole different beast. So we talked
They,
about occupied and how you go in and you can meet with the realtor and the client and help them organize it themselves, or you go back and you can also get hired to rearrange all of the owner's furniture as well. But let's talk about vacant homes. What does that look like for your company, for your crew?
okay, I visit the home. Usually the realtor lets me in, or sometimes there's a combination box. And I go in and take pictures. And then I meet with the clients and the realtor. And we talk about price, and we talk about the rooms they need staging, um, and the look they're trying to achieve. They sign the contract, and then we're ready to go.
So you mentioned you take pictures. You're taking pictures of a vacant house, or how do you stage a vacant house?
Yeah, I take pictures so that I can go home and make a staging plan. And we bring in furniture. Sometimes people only want 1 or 2, 3 rooms staged just to get the initial wow factor when people walk in. Other people want their entire house staged. I've done up to 5 bedrooms before. So it totally depends on the needs and the budget of the client. We bring in, like I said, furniture, linens, accessories, plants, well, flower arrangements, and just any kind of accessory that's really going to draw people in and make the home look warm and inviting. We also do kitchens and bathrooms with linens and decor. And we bring in artwork. Artwork is very important. We have a lot of beautiful artwork, a lot of colorful paintings. We like to keep the furniture neutral in color to appeal to the broadest demographic. But we pop color in, and that really makes it look fresh and lively.
Great. So what are the most important rooms to stage when selling a house?
The most important room is the room the person is going to see first. Usually if there's an entryway, we like to put artwork and maybe a mirror on one side, artwork on the other. Sometimes we put in a table, a console table if there's room. And then whatever room the buyer lays their eyes on first, we want that to be the wow factor, that to draw them in. And there has to be a focal point and something that will just make them go, wow, this is where I want to live. So we also don't do real taste-specific furniture or accessories. We try to have it appeal to everybody. And like I said, then we pop in little differences and new trends. We try to keep up with new trends. And so we put accessories that kind of signify those trends and go, create an atmosphere.
Great. So I've heard that you've done more than just stage homes for sale. You have done some Airbnbs. You've staged apartments or condos or model homes and properties for like healthcare facilities. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, we have done apartments and condos, and my latest project was really fun. I got to furnish new Airbnbs. I could buy, whatever I wanted with the owner's approval, and completely furnish it from the rugs all the way through the beds, the sofas, occasional tables, bedding. Yeah, and so I got to just create the whole look, the whole vibe, the theme of the Airbnb, something that really would draw in guests. And I'm happy to say that the owner is really pleased, and he said that they've been full since they opened in late February, and they've just opened their second one and they're booked.
That's great. Very cool. So you mentioned the end of February. Things have changed a little bit since then. We're in the middle of the shelter in place. And while real estate is still deemed essential here in Central California, houses are still being listed, people are still buying homes. what does that look like for you as a home stager? Are you still working? Are you offering different packages? What does that look like?
Yes, we are offering our staging packages. It's pretty much the same package that we would provide on a normal basis, but we have a procedure that's quite different. After I get the call and set up the appointment, the realtor will let me in. I'm wearing a mask, and I have hand sanitizer with me. So any surfaces that I touch, I wipe down thoroughly afterwards. And I take pictures as usual. I really don't need to touch too many things other than maybe the front door. So then afterwards, I wipe down the front door, and then I talk at a suitable social distance with the realtor or the owner, and we again decide on the plan and what we're going to use. And then when the staging date arrives, the crew goes in, they wipe down things, and they wear masks. If necessary, they wear gloves. They do all the big, heavy, manly stuff. And then when they're gone, I come in wearing mask, gloves, and do all the pretty things, the arranging of everything. And that's pretty much our procedure.
That's for
Oh, and we would also, excuse me, we would also wear shoe protectors to keep the floors clean.
Okay. So that's for a vacant home doing a full staging. Are you offering any virtual services at this time?
Yes, we just did one, in fact, yesterday. We do either Zoom, FaceTime, or Skype.
Okay.
And the procedure is really the same, except we're not in person. I talk to the owner and make suggestions. We consult about what they are able to do and what they need to do to get their home ready. And it's worked out pretty well so far. People have been pleased with it.
That's great. So just to wrap it up, it sounds like you offer a lot of different services. You offer a 1 to 2 hour consultation only. You offer full staging for both occupied or vacant properties. You can do Airbnbs. You can make recommendations on paint color, curb appeal, and I've heard that you've even made some suggestions on appliance location for flippers for their remodels.
Yes, I just was going to bring that up. I really like doing pre-reno consultations where I walk through with the person who's going to renovate the home, and we talk about paint colors, tile choices, and really what's really important too is where the appliances are going to be. Sometimes, not often, but sometimes they'll have an idea that they could put the dishwasher across the room from the sink. And I don't know any woman in the world that would like that. So I advise against things like that. And we also talk about the size of appliances and what's current as far as fixtures, hardware. So yeah, we offer that service too. And that's one I really enjoy too.
Oh, great. Well, is there anything that I didn't ask about that you think that we should know about your company? Maybe the best way of booking an appointment or a consultation?
Well, you can either, to book a consultation or an appointment, they can go through my website. They can text, email, or what most people do is they just phone me. My phone number is on my website. And one thing I was going to mention is that people worry about the cost of staging. They wonder if it's really necessary. But statistics bear out the fact that staged homes sell much more quickly and usually for a higher price than their unstaged competition. Also, staging is far less expensive than the first price drop. So people need to keep that in mind because it's such a critical part of marketing a home that's going to be for sale.
Yep. Yeah, I can attest to a property that you staged for us. It was actually a property that had been on the market previously with a different agent, and the entire house inside was just really outdated. They had the old 70s looking, oaky furniture. The carpet almost looked like a blue Smurfy color. And that home expired. And when I was able to get the listing, I highly recommended that we get you in and hire you to stage the property. And the crazy thing is that the house was built in 1992. And previously to you coming in and staging and brightening it up and bringing new modern furniture, everybody that walked through that door thought that property was built in the 70s or 80s just because their eyes saw the older furniture and thought that's what it looked like. And so we were actually able to list the property higher with the staging. And they did do a couple upgrades in the kitchen as well. And we were able to list it higher and get it sold really quickly when it had expired, when it was on the market with the agent previously. So, we love your work and we appreciate you being here to share everything with us today, and can't wait to see you on our next project.
Thank you. I can't wait to start.